All right, let's go to sexual follies. I still find it's still kind of funny that sexual folly. I want to talk about the way the left has been approaching sex, especially in terms of the election. There's this one campaign from these 10 Vermont women who took off their clothes and posed naked, holding up a sign in front of their private parts saying, grab them by the ballot, I guess in reference to Donald Trump saying women will allow you to grab them if you're a celebrity. And, I'm always taken with the fact that the left, especially the feminist left, has come to think of female nudity as an expression of rage. You see this again and again, that they march with their shirts off. I always joke that this is why I started feminism, to convince women that this would be a good idea. But really, it really speaks of a kind of anger about themselves, a kind of hatred of themselves. It's really, it's difficult to look on. I mean, it makes me feel sorry for them in a lot of ways. There was a writer at CNN, a woman named Wednesday Martin, who said that there really should be a sex strike. We should have a sex strike. And she starts off by saying the mere existence of the term, she heard the term service sex, and she says the mere existence of the term service sex suggests it is common enough to need a name. Several therapists I interviewed while researching a book about female sexuality told me that in their experience, it was a common problem for couples with women more likely to be the ones providing service with less than a smile. Now, what this means, a lot of times women jokingly call this maintenance sex, which is because men generally want more sex than women. Their urges, especially in youth, are incredibly urgent. And wives find that they can take care of this for them, even if sometimes they're not in the mood. They take care of their husbands because their husbands want it more. And it's just a kind of kindness that they perform from them. And it also keeps keeps the guy at home a little bit, and means that he's not always walking around on the prowl. So it's not a terrible thing. But she says, oh my gosh, many straight women in long-term relationships may think service sex is natural. They have horny husbands and disinterested wives are a recurring, near inescapable trope in pop culture. And she says it's easy to argue that service sex is just a fancy term for being a good wife or girlfriend. The problem with this belief is that it equates female goodness with sacrificing one's sexual pleasure for someone else's, namely the person you love. A woman's sex strike against service sex, a refusal to do it out of sense of obligation, would force us to confront these basic inequalities, resetting the balance so women no longer provide. Service sex is not in and of itself a comprehensive answer to gendered inequalities, but making sex female-focused and female pleasure-centric could begin to force other shifts in thinking in important ways. This is such a revelatory and ugly article. It really is. I mean, it's as if I had said to men, you know how you celebrate Valentine's Day even though you don't really give a crap, You should do it because your wife likes it, so you take her out and you get stuff. This is, it's time for us to make holidays male-centric. It is time for us not to allow, what are you doing being kind to your wife doing something that you don't want to do? That's what it's like talking about. It's as if people are not in relationships at all, as if everything can be measured in material gain and your pleasure or in money. It's an amazing, amazing way to look at the world, and it speaks a lonely and terrible life that I think is what feminism leads to. If I hope there are many, many women who sometimes have sex with their husbands when their husbands need it, and maybe the woman isn't in the mood because she knows that's a good thing to do both for their relationship and a kind thing to do for her husband. Boy, I hope that's out there. And if leftists are listening to this woman, I really hope they do go on strike. I hope that I recommend for all leftist women today, you start a sex strike right away, because I want to know that only conservatives are having great relationships and having fun. What a desperate, sad, sick way to look at human interactions without any kind of measurement of the affection involved, without any kind of measurement of the little sacrifices we all make for each other every day. At least I hope you make for your spouse every day. Just an incredible way to look at life. It's that attitude, I feel, that haunts this election, that haunts our cultural wars, that attitude of meanness and smallness that measures everything by material gain and by material pleasure. And I feel it's that is underlying the anger, a lot of the anger that we feel, that some of us stand against that. We stand against that, and we want to defend the love that we have for each other, the sacrifices that we make for each other, and the little kind of comical interchanges that we all have. It's a sad thing if that goes out of the world. All right, get out there, stop listening to me and get out there and vote. Or if you are standing on voting line listening to me, keep listening to me and vote. Get out there and do what you got to do. But again, me pho basta, do not be afraid. Everything is going to be fine. Don't panic. It'll all turn out all right in the end. I've read the book and I looked at the end and it's all great.